Hello everyone, back again, another vlog. Thanks for clicking. So the last book I read was, I just finished it yesterday. Not like I forgot. The Kingmaker by Candy Ryan. Amazing book. Watch the video if you haven't, it's pretty good. I went through a lot of emotions and I was feeling in a very rebellious, rioty, kind of like political mood. And the closest book I have to that right now is a book called Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson. Now, funny story. 2 years ago, when I, tried to like look for recommendations on books that people read on the internet, this was one of the books. This book and The Firekeeper's Daughter. The Firekeeper's Daughter, which I said in my last video, is a book that's the closest to The Kingmaker by Candy Ryan. If you want something like that, it's amazing. And it ended the way I wish The Kingmaker ended. But I haven't read this book. I'll be honest. I'll be very honest. The cover didn't really invite me, and then this a mutual I follow on TikTok who talked about this book, and then I kind of looked at some people's emotions, but not reviews, and everyone was like, "Oh, you know how people are with like books." I was like, "Oh my god, this ending!" Blah, 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 blah. I was like, "Okay, let's give it a try." So I started the book. I don't know what it's about. I don't remember the synopsis. The only thing I remember is that someone's missing. Someone called Monday. So I started this book today at work, and so far so good. This book hooked me for one reason. At first, number one, it's in first person, so I feel like I'm talking to someone. Number two, I read a book called My Sister the Serial Killer, and I think I talked about it briefly as well on a book that would be amazing to take on a trip. And this book might just be another book you could take on a trip because it's just conversational. It's like, okay, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. It's just so. Let me read. The first page hooked me. Let me read the first page. Red flags, not blush red, orange red, wine or ruby red. No, bloody red flags. Did you see them? Claudia, did you? Did you see any red flags? That's the question they asked me over and over again, hoping to find answers, hoping to understand what no one could. Signs. Were there any signs? Monday was in trouble. Did you see anything out of the ordinary? Anything unusual? No, nothing. In so many words, they called me a liar. That hurt more than losing my best friend. If Monday were a color, she'd be red, crisp, striking, vivid. You couldn't miss her. A bullseye in the room, a crackling flame. I saw so much red that it blinded me to any flags. I started reading this at work yesterday and I was like, So this morning I was, on my lunch break, I was just reading it. And so far so good, I'm enjoying it. It's maybe this is helping as well. It might just be a thing with like my attention span or like just how I feel, but like it's in big texts as well, and it's like a bit, very short pages, so you just go through it quickly. And like I said, because it's very conversational, and books I really enjoy conversational books. So this book, My Sister the Serial Killer, Yellowface by Erica Kwang, and some I don't remember right now, they make you run through them quickly. I wouldn't be surprised if I finish this book relatively quickly. Now, it's based in America, and one thing that I really enjoy but find funny is I went to like a different school system. So it was primary school, secondary school, and university. But now she's talking about so this the person who's narrating, whose name is Claudia, she says they're in the last year of middle school and then there's high school, which I never understand the grade system, but it's interesting to kind of see. But I could tell she's young. She's like probably under 15 maybe, and I think we're reading in the past currently. And it's also based in Washington DC, which was a location in The Kingmaker. And there's something about Washington DC lately, in like Scandal, The Kingmaker, this book. I've just been like feeling very gravitated to Washington DC for no reason in particular. I've never been. I want to go maybe, but yeah, so far so good. I have no reason to want to drop this book at all. I am enjoying it. It's pretty good. And one slight note though, I will say there's something very funny about how like this girl talks about how her mother doesn't really, or it's not really as comfortable, where they live. They basically live in the quote unquote the ghetto, and she's had this best friend for years, and she says she's never like met her parents or never been in her house, but because her friend is missing currently, and had been missing for like the whole summer, which they always like send letters, but they weren't able to do it over the summer because the friend didn't like respond to her letters. So she's writing it back to her house, and she's talking about how it just looks so ghetto, and I was laughing internally. But this book feels innocent as well, just like, her asking her mom for a phone, and her mom is like, I told you, I think second year in high school, you're gonna get a phone. Right now, send letters. You're not really talking to anyone. It's really, really, it just feels like this could be a memoir, and I wouldn't know. I wonder if it is a memoir, but it says a novel. a mesmerizing punch in the gut story. So I'm excited, and we're gonna see what Monday is not coming, or Monday's not coming, does for me.
Hi. So this book has a very interesting chapter phrasing. So like it's not like chapter one, chapter two. It's basically, before, after, oh bloody hell. It's ugh. Okay. There we go. Hi. Okay, so it's basically chaptered like before, after. Look at this. I'm going to show you guys. It says 1 year before the before. Um, I don't hate it, but and it like just okay. So the first chapter was called September. Second chapter was called the before. Then the third one was called before the before, and then 1 year before. So it's very interesting. And I can already tell I might just be a bit frustrated because I might not be able to lose or to track, and I might lose count because it's like when it says before, it's basically before this Monday went missing. I'm assuming, so it's very interesting. But so far so good. It's a very amazing narrative voice, and it's this like younger telling a story. So sometimes like the vocabulary might be a bit immature, which is pretty good, and I'm enjoying it so far. My first run of thoughts are about Monday, who is the person that's missing currently, and there's the flashbacks with Claudia, the main character, talking about what they would judge us and everything. And as a character, I don't know how much I like Monday or hate Monday, but like Claudia was talking about how she had to get up in church and read a passage because the pastor chose her, and Monday's like, oh, just say you're sick or skip or something. So already she feels like a very, very weird influence, like one of those friends that was like just very optimistic and enthusiastic and just kind of like gave everyone bad ideas, but wasn't really a bad person, was like a very weird influence in that way. And I really dislike those people in our school. But I'm not saying I hate anyone, but like this is just my thought process now. So like I kind of have an arrow on Monday. I'm like, aha, do I trust you? So this book is doing something because I ultimately want to go to bed. I'm a bit tired, but I just want to keep going. I'm not bored yet. That's really good. Hello. So I'm at the post office. I'm sitting on the floor because I'm waiting for my Uber. But I've picked up on some things in this book that I'm very curious about. Number one, there seems to be hints of like domestic violence, I believe, because a while in the book, so Monday and Claudia have this little tent in Claudia's house because Claudia hasn't really been to Monday's house before. So when they're talking about the before, they talk about things they've done as kids, and they have this little tent where they, just do whatever kids do and talk and eat and sneak snacks and everything. And Claudia was talking about how Monday was like getting her to the tent to do something, and like her shirt basically was up, and she saw like purple bruises on her back. And she's like, oh gosh, what happened? And then Monday was quick to just like pull her shirt down. And she was like, oh girl, please, it's like because of the way I sleep. And like I've said earlier, I don't really like Monday as much. I don't hate her, but she reminds me of like people I used to know in school. She's a very like, from what I could tell currently, and I'm not even that far in, she's a very fast-paced or forward-thinking kind of person, very individualistic, and she's that person in the group who would like say, hey guys, let's wear pink tomorrow. And if you don't wear pink, she would like make fun of you in a way. Not like a bully, but I hope you're picking what I'm putting down. So there's that, and there's also something very, very brilliant as well that I really enjoy is Claudia's mom has always said when they're like going back from school or from church or just going anywhere, before they head home, they should like leave breadcrumbs, which basically means them stopping at the library or like at someone's shop, just so that everyone can say, oh yeah, I saw the kids here at this time. So if anything was to happen, at least they know their last the last place that they were at. That's number two. Number three, yeah, there's been notes of domestic violence thus far. So I'm kind of like keeping to that because 2 years before the before. Keep up, okay? Look, if it doesn't make sense, then let it make sense. But 2 years before the before, they were, I guess, having like a little Halloween night where they were like putting their candies together. And Monday's mom actually was, because they had mentioned using the computer, and Monday's mom had said, oh, the government keeps track of everything, don't use those computers, being paranoid basically. They look at what you read and what you buy and what you eat and everything. And Monday's like, do they really track you? And I'm kind of thinking, I wonder if that's going to help later in discovering where she actually is. So that's going to be fun. And if you remember in the beginning, there was like a little poem of Monday being the color red. So there's now one for Monday's mom. If Mrs. Charles were a color, she'd be yellow, bright, cheerful, golden rays of sunshine. A ripe banana, a fresh highlighter, sweet like pineapples, tart like lemons. You could lose her in a field of dandelions. One drop of her coloring could turn plain buttercream frosting into the sweetest Easter cake. But one drop of another color could spoil her brightness, leave her out in the heat too long, and her banana peel would start to rot. The tip of her highlighter blackens with wear. The prickling of her pineapple skin sometimes leaves her impossible to open, and dandelions are nothing but pretty weeds. The pen of this author, Tiffany D. Jackson, fucking impeccable. I'm loving it thus far. But so far so good. I just wanted to drop in and say that, and we'll see what else progresses. Honestly, I'm really just trying to see, okay, where did Monday go? What happened to her? And there's so much backstory. Not boring, because this book, the POV is really like, not fast paced, but it has a very interesting effect where you're reading so quickly that you can almost forget what you've read because it's just so engaging. You're just like flipping through the pages. So I guess that's a good thing, and maybe a bad thing for some people. I don't know. I'm enjoying this book, right? But there's a common theme of like kids or high schoolers that just are a bit immature and kind of are not making the best decisions with, which we all did. And it's kind of pissing me off because I'm just like, okay, well, can we be like, what's the deal? However, something that interesting that happened is there was a codependency between Claudia and Monday, and I didn't really understand why. And then, Claudia would always hint at like, oh, where is she? Why is she here? Because if anyone found out about XYZ, and I was like, what was XYZ? And then we find out that she has dyslexia, and she can't really, see or write correctly, unless there's like some like color coding with like some term sheets or something, which only helped with like her math quiz that a certain teacher did use, which was brilliant. And then there's like a particular chapter here where she's like writing the before, where she's writing letters to Monday, and you can see that her English is not the best. And I was like, okay, that's really brilliant. Still haven't found out what happened to Monday. I'm kind of like enjoying the narrative voice and like seeing like the day-to-day of like how she's basically living her life without Monday, and every time she does something, she's like, usually Monday would be here. Why is Monday not here? This is way without Monday. And there's also been subtle hints as like Monday being scared of her mother as well, and she's getting like some sort of like weird marks and like bruises on her body. And I'm hinting towards the fact that maybe this girl just got like abducted by her parents or is being abused at home in the basement somewhere. That's what I think. But who knows? We'll see. But so far so good. I don't want to drop it yet, but I'm like itching to kind of just get to see what happened to the child, if that makes any sense. I'm going to bed with this fucking book. I'm fucking stressed. I'm tired. I'm done. Okay, they're looking for Monday, and Claudia is getting very, very anxious. And her dad and her were, I guess they were stopping at the Chinese takeout place, and she sees, also the naming is so hilarious. She sees Tuesday and April, Monday's siblings. And I'm like, oh, how is Monday doing it? Yeah. Claudia and her sister, like the younger sibling, which is April, is skinny. You talked about like hugging her, and she feels like her skeletal burn up and everything, and like she's just giving subtle hints that, like, I guess if you watch enough or heard enough, you kind of know what these hints are, and that is being so oblivious. Like okay, hold on. Where is it at?
Okay, so he says, "Oh yeah, what you been up to?" That's the dad asking. And Tuesday goes, "Just playing and stuff." So you've been playing with Monday? Claudia asks, and then Tuesday says, "Yeah, but she's always hiding in the closet." And then April, the older sibling, like tries to shut her up and like just holds her shoulder. If red wasn't the fucking flag, and I will say the next chapter or like sub poem after is very nice. I'm really enjoying like the sub poems. I will say. Where is it? Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Okay, it says rumors are born with legs that can run a mile in less than a minute. Rumors eat up dreams without condiments. Rumors do not have expiration dates. Rumors can be deadly. Rumors can get you killed. There's this rumor that DC was built on top of a swamp and the chocolate city is slowly sinking into mud. That's why the humid heat sticks to your skin like cement glue. That's why white clouds are not swarms, like biblical locusts. That's why alligators crawl of sewers and eat stray animals, and babies left alone in their strollers. No, that's true, Ma told me as I hid inside. How do you know? I asked. She shrugged, chucking fresh corn for our barbecue. I dug into it myself. You think I'd raise my baby on some swamp? You can't always believe everything people tell you. Sometimes you gotta go find out for yourself. If that's not a hint, this girl needs to go find out what's going on with her friend. Now, she does have the help of like a teacher at school who's also curious. And there's been so many lies on her tracking. So her mom said, oh, she's at her dad. Her sister said she's at her aunt. Her mom told Claudia's mom that she's just getting homeschooled. No, sorry. The school said that social services said she's getting homeschooled. And then the little sister said that she's in the closet. Like, what's going on? It's getting scary. And I will say yesterday I was getting frustrated because I had read a big chunk of the book. I'm in like the 200s now. And I was like, okay, where is she? What's going on? I'm learning too much about this girl and whatever. And I think I've mastered the chapter. So it's 2 years before, 1 year before, then before Monday went missing, and then currently. I've mastered it now. So I'm not getting frustrated. Because I would say for like 3 chapters I was like just reading it and then trying to figure out what the timeline was. But oblivious these parents were and just people around. There was only like maybe 2 people who were curious. So one was like a teacher in school, in Claudia and Monday's school, and then Claudia's mom kind of was curious, but because she's black, she's like, I'm just gonna mind my business. I totally get it, but goddamn, man, and Claudia, good thing she knows her friend, because fuck, like, I'm stressed. I'm so tired. I can't. So I'm at a point where they've, by they I mean Claudia and like Michael, a guy from church who she's kind of been talking to and getting closer with. They've gone on like a couple quote unquote trips, and like they've just been getting closer and closer to finding where Monday is. And Monday, I said beginning of this vlog, I'll be honest, I said I didn't really like her personality because she felt like that person in school, that like wayward or forward kind of character that we all knew in school. And I should think she was, but and not like she was a bully, not like she was a bad person, but she was just forward in a way. And I kind of, we all know those kind of people. But she was fucking brilliant. And they're always smart because she left breadcrumbs. And there was a moment where, there was a really, really fucking crazy moment where Claudia goes up to Monday's house and is actually trapped there for a bit and has to jump out of the window. Read it, it's, oh gosh. But then she had to return a book that Monday had taken before summer from the school library, Flowers in the Attic by Lucy Andrews. And Michael, the guy who's like in high school and Claudia is still in middle school or something, I guess, whichever is in between, he's like, oh, why is she reading that? Like, it's about, kids getting abused and like siblings sleeping together and the mother trying to like cure the kids so that she can marry someone rich and everything. And she's like, wait, what? So she runs to kind of check all the other books that Monday has been reading, and there's some sort of like sign of like abuse in all these books, and they're like, fuck, those are the breadcrumbs. So Claudia's like trying to find her friend. Good job. Good job. I'm not done yet, but I from where I am now, I can tell the book is wrapping up, and I need a fucking break. Oh. Welcome to my vlog, everyone. Jesus Christ. I'm basically done. Also, there was like a little twist that makes me feel kind of uneasy. I don't know how to explain it, but it's very weird. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to let you. But this whole book makes you feel uneasy, and I want to get done with it. In the good and the bad way, because it just feels very like eerie. I can't explain it. They found Monday, just FYI. You're gonna go through the experience yourself, but everything. So Claudia is, comes downstairs and then sees a detective who she had told about Monday before, but the detective don't listen to Claudia, and now she's saying, "What the fuck is he doing here?" And everything just feels so weird. I would really prefer to not start the week with this book. But you know what I wonder? I always think, what's the point? So when this is pure ignorance, but like when they found a body or like an investigation is basically quote unquote closed because like, the suspect is in custody, the victim is, most likely not alive anymore. What's the point of like the questioning and because now they're questioning the family, Claudia's family, who I'm surprised she's 16. I thought she was like, I don't know how would I thought. Again, the twist would kind of make you understand why I feel some kind of way. Because the age, I thought she was younger, but fair. So yeah, I always wonder like, what's the outcome supposed to be with like? I just feel very sad, man. I really don't want to carry this book into the new week. Settling is not an option, but. We're done, people. Finally. I can't explain it, but like I'm happy to have finished this book. It's like off the rip, I've mentioned twice now, but like I felt a bit disinterested in the middle. Then the ending picked up, like I powered through it today. That's what made me finish the book, because it's just like scurry through. And then some things got revealed and I'm like, I'm a bit confused. Maybe it's just my comprehension, or maybe it's because of how I wasn't really as interested anymore that I kind of lost a bit of traction and I lost like a major key point or something. I do feel eerie, and I'm happy that I finished it because it's very unsettling in a bad but intriguing way at the same time. It's an amazing book, amazing narrative was. I said that in the beginning that this book has the like a feeling of like Yellowface and another book that like you just want to like keep going because like the narrative voice is just really interesting, and then I guess the character development as well. At the ending, something got revealed and I'm like, with like timing and aging and years, and I'm like, okay. I remember I said the chapter thingy where it was like the after, the before, when you find out why it was named like that at the ending, you're going to probably either roll your eyes and be like, interesting. So I'm going to let this sit for a second in my head and let this like stir up, and then we're going to see why, because it's a good book, we're going to see like differentiates why I really enjoyed it and why I didn't really. But like,